Friends and fellas, how are you all doing? I hope you're doing just fine. It's me, Werty, and today I want to share with you some knowledge. Yes, this is a brand new series in my channel. And today we're going to talk about the Dead Sea. As you can see, I'm right here, so why not? So, a little bit of history, or geology rather. How does this salty or extremely salty place are made up? Well, according to some geologists and the things that I have learned several years ago, about 17 million years ago, there was a movement of two tectonic boards or platforms. I don't quite remember how to say that word yet. The Arabic board and the African board. And because of this movement, they inform a crack on the ground, what we know today as the Great Rift Valley, or as we translate from Hebrew, the Syrian-African crack. And this crack resolved with it four water bodies: the Hula Valley, what nothing remained from him, unfortunately, because of the 60s stuff that Israeli government was doing there, and nothing remains except from about 2 by 2 kilometers square of a little bit of water. There's also the Kinneret Lake, or as we translate it as the Violet Lake. This Dead Sea, or as we call it, the Salty Sea, because of the salt that contains in this region. And the Eilat's Bay, a part of the Red Sea, or in Hebrew, the Red Sea. Today, this part of the lake is the south part, and he is not connected to the north part except from a little canal that they bring in water to this place. There are two reasons why they did it. In the 80s, the Israeli government and the Jordanian government over there, the hills. Anyway, in the 80s, two governments sat down, and they realized that, well, the little lake here are going and disappearing because the water are fading away because of the sun and the extreme temperature that are here in the summer, and the fact that almost no water is coming in nowadays because of some stuff that I'm not going to talk about today. And they decided to divide the place, so the south region will have always about the same level. So today there it is. It is what it is, I guess. So a little facts. This is what's so-called the lowest part of the world. It's actually 430 meters below the sea level. In yards, inches and stuff, I don't know how to convert it, so do your mathematics. I'm sorry about that. So it's pretty low. Researchers found that there is about 3,080 meters below the sea level here. So it's about, if we're doing the quick math, around 800 meters below sea level till you reach the end and the bottom. Of course, underneath it, to the crack, it's more 6 kilometers or 12 kilometers, depending on where you measure it. So after about 5 minutes I was wambling around about this place, let's talk about the people who lived here. Yes, there were here some people. They found two around this south part. Archaeologists found in Israeli part and the Jordanian part two cities. One who called Sdom, in this region, and on the Jordanian region, what called Zoara or Tsohar in Hebrew. They found here many places not so old ago, from the Rimlik and the Byzant eras. Although they say, some people say and believe that here were people way before that, in the Bronze era or something like that. North from here, towards this part, there were, I know in the Israeli part, I don't know about the Jordanian, there were two civilian places. One called Ein Gedi. They was making their persimmon. It's a kind of a women perfume that we're making, and it was a secret recipe. And nobody knows till this day what it was made of and how they produce it in this region. Another place called Qumran, and it was only 2,000 years habited by people who, according to the latest research, ran away from Jerusalem after some problems around, if I remember correctly, the Greek era. And they lived until the Rim legions came here and basically murdered them because they were participating against them or something like that. They're not sure yet what happened actually, but they died. To cut story long short. So, what has happened today, you might ask? Well, this bunch of hotels. By the way, I'm staying right here, so yeah. And there's a bunch of hotels in this and the Jordanian side, because people believe that the water of the Dead Sea are very, very useful for dozens of things in the healthcare side. And also northern there, so in the south way from here, there is the factories and industries who are making products from the water, the salty water. It's began from the salt, which you put in your ordinary place, and some chemicals, and the mud that you would probably see on your local stores. Actually, it's a pretty damn expensive even here in Israel. So, yeah. Anyway, so I'm sorry. So yeah, this is what we have produced here. And in the north part, there are some national parks and tons of nice places there as well, and some villages around the region. Although I think they are pretty crazy. The hills here, as you can see them, they are what called, I will find it. This is the duplication cliff. This is only a short part in this part of the crack. If you remember, we were talking about the Great Rift Valley, and this is only a small part of it. In the Jordanian side, they are much longer, about 5 times longer than this little bit. So yeah, it's pretty crazy. The top here is around if I remember correctly, 200 meters above sea level. So it's about half of a kilometer drop here. It's crazy cliffs. Even animals don't go there. So yeah, pretty crazy. So it was me from now. So enjoy the vision, If you want, you can go and stay here. I'm not recommending you to go here in the summer or around Christmas. Basically because of the expensive and the cash cost. It's extremely expensive in those periods of the year. You can go here after the Jewish holidays in the fall or autumn, or right about a month before the school breaks in the summer. So here you will have a little bit peace and quiet, and you will heal your whatever if you're believing in this stuff. I personally prefer normal doctors and not swimming inside it, because it's very, very salty. To be exact, it contains 34.5% salt. So yeah. And of course you will never drown in this water. Well, if you are jumping straight with the head, of course you will drown, and it's very dangerous to your eyes. So don't do that. Well, this was me. Thank you for watching. If you think that I missed something, comment down below and let me know. If you think you know something that I misplaced or said something wrong, feel free to do it as well. And of course, I'm not mentioning Sodom and Gomorrah and the Bible thing, because basically no archaeologist evidence were found, so I'm not mentioning that. So please, not Christians, creational parts of the community, and hardly religious Jews and hardly religious Christians, and I don't know if in the Muslim religious there is some stuff about Sodom and Gomorrah. Please do not comment it. I know that, and I'm in purpose not mentioning it. So it was me. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.